Thank you. Good to see you.
Yeah, nice seeing you.
Good
Thanks
event.
for coming. All right. Can everybody hear me all right? I'm going to keep my updates brief and just wanted to give you all an opportunity to ask any questions this week and not skip that. So quickly, downtown noise update, May 30th, June 1st. We had 23 exhaust violation citations, 6 loud music. Then we had about 6 other assorted violations. So that's about 35 in total for May 30th and June 1st. And then 1 arrest that was an outstanding warrant with the sheriff's office. The Phragmites along Bayfront Parkway, we had started on those. When you think about kind of east of Veterans Park, west of 3 Mile Bridge, the Phragmites had grown up and we had already taken care of a portion of those. We are restarting again to finish out the Phragmite project along Bayfront Parkway. So they're about halfway done now, and you'll see some crews out there. And then just an update, I got a lot of questions in a council meeting about the previous administration and council's 30% by 2030 renewable energy goal. And so currently we're at 21.45% of that right now. And I would say the most notable upcoming project is the Bayview Center rooftop solar and battery system. We put a grant application in for about $122,000 at the end of last month. And we expect to hear in mid-August, and a realistic date would probably be late 24, early 25. And we've had lots of other things that are either going on right now or have in the past. Conversion of City Hall lighting to LEDs, smart solar at Legion Field. City policy requiring the renovation of existing city parking facilities and new city parking facilities at 3% of spaces at EV charging, existing EV stations at the airport, bike share program for city employees. So we've got 8 or 10 things that we've already been working on that have gotten us to the 21.45%. The reality is, to get all the way to 30%, we're crunching the numbers. From 21 to 30 is a significant lift financially, millions and millions of dollars. So I've got to get further analysis on what that looks like and if that goal is attainable that was set previously for 2030. So, but the good news is we are at 21.45% of that goal. 21.45% of our renewable energy at the city, not 21% of the goal. But so we are making progress. That is it. Last thing, just to let the media know, the Protecting Places of Worship event Thursday 5 to 8 at the Bayview Community Center. Certainly honored to be a host of that, and I appreciate the federal agencies reaching out. Obviously, they're aware of what's been happening here in recent months, and that attacks on our places of worship have affected us directly. So I appreciate them coming. This is something they're doing around the state, I know, and I believe around the country. And so I'm certainly grateful and honored to be a host of that. And I think it's a very, very important conversation for our faith leadership to be having about how we protect our places of worship. So encourage you guys to be there Thursday from 5 to 8. But that's all I have for today, and happy to answer any questions you have. Yeah. There you go. That's good. Yeah, I mean, I took this job saying that the 3 most important things are safety, housing, and jobs. And creating jobs and creating opportunity here is not easy. It's not just a phone call to a business to say, would you like to move your 500 jobs? There's many factors that go into play. Creating the right economic environment, number one. I mean, I think you're also looking at what those educational opportunities are. to continue to grow that workforce. You have to have a ready workforce, so people aren't going to move here. And it is why we talk about public education being all of our job, and that it's not just the school district's job, is that we know that we're not going to be able to attract these types of things to our community without those things improving or being very strong. So, I think this is an indicator. Again, you heard Jeffrey Lamb. This is a hangar that's already full, and it hasn't even started yet. So that's pent up demand, and that's something that we like to hear. But I think the school is really the big missing piece, I believe. The A&P Mechanic School that will not only feed ST but feed Leonardo out in Santa Rosa County. That's where we can go to our high schools, we can go to our middle schools and say, we have opportunity for you here to be the breadwinner of your family by the time you're 20 or 21 years old. And I believe for the city of Pensacola, this project, at the forefront of this project in my mind, is to be able to create those opportunities for Pensacolians. And so we're just one more step in that direction after today. And excited to have this hangar going, excited for the A&P school to happen, and excited to get more jobs here. Yeah.
What's the plan moving forward? Is it still 4 hangars, or is it
Yeah. Future of after today. So, we're keenly focused on Hangar 3. We got an $85-ish million project in front of us right now, and all of the things that come with it. So we're hyper focused on that to get that done as quickly and as efficiently as possible. Yes, as we've mentioned before, there is a delta, like many projects that started in 2014 with 2014 dollars. When you're in 2024, all of a sudden the dollars don't add up the way they did. We've had some general conversations with ST. We've had conversations internally about what that might look like. Whether that's a decision to go try to procure more funding, whether that's a modified Hangar 4, whether that maybe it's a little smaller than proposed or something like that. I think there's a lot of options on the table right now as it pertains to what happens at 4. But we got a big road ahead of us right now. Let's get 3 up and going and get those jobs created. Let's get the school going, and then we'll continue to have an eye on that. But no definitive decision has been made that we're going to modify 4, we're not going to do 4, or that we're going to go fundraise or go out and try to get the matching dollars for 4. We don't know that yet, but it's open conversation that we have with ST and our partners, and because any decision that we make there is going to have some consequence, right? If we did a modified hangar, then that means the job count might have to go down by a fraction, and then we have to address that with our partners and all that. So lots of moving parts to it, and so we're not delaying that in any way. It's just that's a big decision, and we've got time, to make a sound decision there because of everything that's in front of us with Hangar 3. Yeah.
Are there bigger cities that you model these plans after? I talked about the long term, but are there bigger cities, bigger terminals that you said would like to be at their level next year?
Yeah, well, I think if you look at airports around the country, we're not unique in the fact that we're growing. I think we're unique at the rate of which we're growing. No, honestly, I might be a little biased as the mayor of the city, but I think for the size of our airport, the ease of use of our airport, I think there's probably more airports that want to be like us and have the problems that we have right now, which is, how do we consider to get this terminal on a fast track? We're starting to have those conversations now. What are the what ifs? If we don't immediately get the federal funding we want or the state funding we want right away, what can we do to continue to move the ball forward? Because what we know is we are in desperate need of this capacity. I just mentioned the airport that just won small airport on some list, Newsweek or something like that, was celebrating 1.44 million passengers. We had 2.74 last year, and we're on our way to 3. So we're doing everything we can. Matt and his team are doing everything they can to continue to help this airport handle all of the interest, the usage. But we are not going to be sitting back and waiting and hoping something happens. I always say I'm an entrepreneur at heart, and we're going. And sometimes we got to go out and bet on ourselves, and so we're looking at those options now. So we'll continue conversations at the federal and state level in terms of how we get a potential terminal funded. We're talking about 75, 80, 90 million dollars. But we also are looking inward, and whether it's bonding, whether it's something else, we're looking at exploring what our options are to make sure that we don't slow down.
Another big project on the horizon,
Yes.
the governor signed that. We're about 3 weeks away.
Yeah.
Set off that. What's the signals from Tallahassee?
Yeah, I mean, we feel good about it so far. I mean, you never feel real good till the budget's been signed. But we feel, honestly, with all three of ours. I mean, with the airport, with Baptist, and with Bay Bluffs Park, we feel really good about where we stand with all three. We continue to work it and make sure that everyone knows the need that we have. And we had heard that the governor's been working on some of this budget stuff this week, so that could indicate that we actually might hear a little before July 1st. We'll see. But we're optimistic about it. I know Erica in our economic development office, we've started our conversations with some demolition abatement experts already. As I had mentioned to you guys before, that we would kind of dip our toe into not waiting till July 1st to see if we got the money, but actually start working ahead. So that has happened. We're in those conversations with an expert that's helping us sift through all the information that we have, that Baptist has. And so we're excited about that. And then, as you just mentioned, the next big switch is going to be when this budget's signed. If those $7 million are in, where all systems go, we'll start moving that project even more aggressively forward. All right. Anything else? Yeah.
ST engineering, a lot of people, coming through an airport or just living in the city don't understand the entrances that go into having a project like this. How difficult was it? Obviously, there's a lot of support, but how difficult was it to make this come through?
Well, honestly, it was mentioned, Mayor Hayward and in part Mayor Robinson probably have even more perspective on that than me. But what I'll tell you is, and I've been able to see it now firsthand. I mean, it's a $9 billion company, and what was mentioned, I mean, this is the largest company out there doing maintenance repair overhaul in the world. So until you go see that hangar and you see those, big planes in there and everybody working in there, it's hard to appreciate the gravity of the size of this project. Not just the hangar, not just the cost of the hangar, but just what the type of work this is. And when you see it, though, you can see why it creates opportunity. I mean, this is an industry where talent is very much in demand, very much. ST would come up here and tell you right now, one of their biggest challenges is getting talented people to come work on these, get these mechanics trained up and ready to go. So what that means for us is not only is the school important with Pensacola State, but I like seeing that because that's a great trajectory of these jobs continuing to pay more money and paying competitively because there's such a need in the industry. So that's what you want. You want to be on the precipice of the demand for these jobs. You don't want to be on the other side of that. And so, I thought there's a lot of great momentum, a lot of great things going on with ST right now, and that's why we're excited to get this hangar up and going. All right. Can we relieve you from the gnats? Okay. All right. Thanks, guys.